Jared Goff took a knee on third down, and there's about, let's say 35, 36, 37 seconds left. And the Buccaneers could have called a timeout. And you know we got to talk about it. 27-24, the Bills are driving at the end of the game. And no, I'm not going to talk about the field goal just quite yet. I'm talking about Josh Allen. And Josh Allen played a great game, and I hate to point towards one play there, but it was pretty important in the final outcome. The whole Brock Purdy situation is really weird. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you are having a great Monday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And we're going to switch things up, and we got to talk about the NFL. Most of you know if you've been subscribed to the channel for a long time. And by the way, if you're not subscribed, consider doing that. It helps us out tremendously. We mainly cover college football. However, with that being said, just because we mainly talk about college football doesn't mean I don't watch the NFL and I don't enjoy the NFL, because I do. We mainly talk about the NFL a lot more during the offseason because there's a lot going on, and I like keeping up with the rookies and looking at the mock drafts and all that nice stuff. I say all that to say this: if we're talking about the NFL, you can bet your best bet it's not only important, but it's also a very interesting situation. And interesting it is, because yesterday we had some great football games to watch. We had the Buccaneers and the Lions. Big shout out to the Lions. I love that team, love the fan base, love everything about them. And we also had, it seems like, the all-time classic matchup now, the Chiefs and Bills. If you can't get excited for a Chiefs and Bills matchup in the playoffs, I don't know what to tell you. You're just not a football fan. And I feel bad for the Bills fans because they can't ever come out on top of one of these games. Let's start off with this Lions and Buccaneers game first. Heading into this game, I expected the Lions to win, and I'm pretty sure most other people did as well. The Buccaneers overachieved just to get to this point, and unless Baker Mayfield was going to play his A+ game, they didn't stand much of a chance. And I can't believe these words are about to come out of my mouth, but the Lions are a really great football team. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. I said great and the Lions in the same sentence. They're not slightly above average, they're not good, they're not really good, they are great. I have believed that all year long. The reason I said I can't believe the words are about to come out of my mouth is because as a kid, it just seemed like the Lions were never ever going to be great. All my life, it just seemed like the Lions were destined to suck for many years to come. And it seemed like every now and then when they did have that one seemingly decent season, they'd somehow screw it up. But this year they haven't screwed it up, and I'm going to bring this up. Did any of y'all notice at the end of the game, the Buccaneers had a chance to stop the clock? They had one timeout left, and they didn't use it. Jared Goff took a knee on third down, and there's about, let's say 35, 36, 37 seconds left. And the Buccaneers could have called a timeout. Granted, the Lions probably would have made the field goal, but at least you would have forced them to beat you that way. That just straight up baffled me. And to be honest, I don't think the Buccaneers even realized they could have stopped the clock. And if the Lions would have missed a field goal, they had a chance to tie the game up. And I know what people are going to say. Well, Matt, they still wouldn't have won either way. That's not the point. The point is you would have had a chance. It would have been a small chance, but you would have had one. And also, Jared Goff, it's on him as well. He should have been taking the play clock down longer than what he was. All in all, though, doesn't matter. And big congratulations to the Lions fan base. They deserve this. And oh yeah, by the way, before we move on here, I got to bring this up. 2 words. Jahmyr Gibbs. That dude is unreal. And why I'm so happy that he is doing so good is because I told people as soon as the draft was over, when everybody was saying, y'all remember it, right? When everybody was clowning Detroit for taking Jahmyr Gibbs at number, 12, I believe. Everybody said, oh my gosh, what are they doing? They're taking a running back in the first round, but they're taking them with the 12th pick too. What are they thinking? And I remember making a video about it, explaining to people that this was a great pick, and you'll see why in the future. And well, here we are. One of my best takes ever on this channel. Hopefully some of you that watched that video that we made in the offseason, you're watching this one, because you know what I'm talking about. I tried to warn and tell people Jahmyr Gibbs was going to be worth every penny for that 12th overall pick. Jahmyr Gibbs possesses something that you can't coach and you also can't coach against: speed. And I'll also throw this in there. I stated that Jahmyr Gibbs was my RB1 ahead of Bijan Robinson heading into the draft. And it's not me trying to throw shade at Bijan Robinson. It's more so of Jahmyr Gibbs fits the modern era of the NFL. He's a speedy back who also has some size and strength to him. So when I say speedy, don't get it twisted. He's not a tiny guy. No. But also, he is great out of the backfield, great hands. He can do it all. And I've seen many Lions fans complain that, oh, Gibbs isn't getting enough touches, but I kind of like the way they're doing it with him sharing carries with David Montgomery. Although I would personally like to see Gibbs get a couple more carries and touches per game, you do understand with him only getting about, let's say anywhere from 10 to 15 touches, he is fresh 98, 99% of the time. As far as it goes for his longevity of his career, this is best case scenario. We'll come back to the Lions in just a second, but let's talk about this Chiefs and Bills game. And man, oh man, where do you even start? Like I said in the intro, another all-time classic, and yet again, the Chiefs, they come out on top. And I'm just going to throw this out here. Am I the only one who is sick and tired of every single time the Chiefs score, they pan the camera angle over to Taylor Swift. Like, what is that about? Okay, we get it. She's a celebrity. She's at the football game. Can we just move on? I get the first time she showed up to a game, it was a big deal. I could understand that and rationalize it. But at this point in time, they're just doing too much. And here's my theory behind it. And I got to give the NFL some credit here because they're pretty smart. You now have females that are watching the game just to see Taylor Swift get brought up on the screen. So now the NFL is appealing to a whole nother demographic. So as far as it goes for business-wise, I gotta tip my cap to the NFL for doing that, because if I was in the same position, I'd be doing the same thing. But as far as it goes for me, your average person just watching the game, I'm tired of it, and I don't even understand the hype around Taylor Swift. Can somebody inform me in the comment section? And I'm not trying to crack a joke here or anything. I'm being dead serious. I know she's a famous, what'd you put her in the, is she a country music singer or something like that? Or no. I think she's a pop singer now. She started out country, I believe. Now she's pop. The only thing I really know about her, she has this cult-like fan base, which in itself is another conversation for a different day. It's weird to me to worship another human being, okay? I'm just throwing it out there. And there's a big difference from liking somebody and worshiping somebody like these Taylor Swift fans do. I gotta get a move on before I start saying something crazy. Taylor Swift fans, they're different. We'll leave it at that. As far as it goes for the Bills-Chiefs game, man, that game was awesome. I don't know if y'all enjoyed it as much as me, but I thought it was amazing. Back and forth all night long, the Bills, I thought they played great considering the circumstances, and you do gotta take into account the Bills. They shouldn't even been here in the first place. For them to get to this point, it was remarkable. Their defense was highly depleted. To say they were banged up would be a heavy understatement. I don't even know what words you'd use. Josh Allen had a Josh Allen game. I thought he played good, and Mahomes, he couldn't have played any better. I'll show you his stats right here. 17 for 23, amazing. 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 INTs. It doesn't get too much better than this in the NFL. And the Chiefs offense, now that I think about it, they were rolling and clicking on all cylinders all night long. And you know we got to talk about it. 27-24, the Bills are driving at the end of the game. And no, I'm not going to talk about the field goal just quite yet. I'm talking about Josh Allen. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to pull it up here. It was 2nd and 9. Yeah, I got to pull it up right here. 2nd and 9, and this was the play where Josh Allen threw. It looked like a duck. It just hit the ground. He was going deep into the end zone, but I'm going to circle it for you right here. You see this guy? Running wide open, Stephon Diggs, I believe. Yeah, that'd have been an easy first down. But no, Josh Allen is like, oh, I got to win the game here, and just terrible decision. As to why you're not hitting the shallow crosser there, I have no idea. And plus, too, you even got to think about this. Even if you connect here for a touchdown, that's a bad case and scenario, because then Patrick Mahomes has 2 minutes and 2 timeouts to work with. I don't know what he was thinking there, but he also did it again on the 3rd down play. He had another check down, shallow crosser wide open, and he didn't hit him there either. Granted, you don't know if he got a first down, but still, the point is he didn't hit him. And Josh Allen played a great game, and I hate to point towards one play there, but it was pretty important in the final outcome. As we all know, though, they don't get a first down, and then the kicker comes out, Tyler Bass, and yeah, just misses the field goal. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit up here and critique a kicker too much because you know what I'm about to say. He should have made the kick. And it's always an interesting debate when you hear people talk about kickers. It is. Because you have these people sitting on their couch eating cheesy puffs going, man, I can't believe he missed that kick. It's his one job. And I'm not trying to take a kicker's side here, but it's much easier said than done. I think being a kicker is one of the hardest jobs, not in football, but in general. The best analogy I can give you is you got to be a silent assassin. Think about how much pressure's on them. You are sitting on the bench ice cold for 3 hours. You're not moving. You're not running around doing anything. You're down 3 points, and coach looks at you and goes, oh, yep, it's time for you to go in and do your job. To put this into a better perspective so people like me and you can relate, let's do this. I think the best example I can give you here is imagine you're in a basketball game. You're sitting on the bench all game long, and somebody fouls your best player with 1 second to go on the clock, but he gets hurt, and coach calls on you, who hasn't even came in the game yet, to hit the free throws. Let's say the score's 49-48. Your team's trailing by 1 point. You got 2 free throws, and as you're walking towards that line, what's going through your mind? It's not that you think shooting free throws is hard. It's more so of the pressure of the situation. That's the best way I can relate it to myself because I've been in situations like that, and I'll never forget that type of pressure. And I would like to assume that the kickers in these games are under the same amount of pressure. And probably more when you think about it because their livelihood is on the line. Long story short, though, I do apologize for the kicker rant. He misses the field goal, and Isaiah Pacheco runs like a menace to society, and they ice the game. And now here we are. We got the Chiefs and Ravens. Whew, that's going to be a good one. In the Lions and 49ers. So let's break this down. The Chiefs, sort of like the veteran team, been there a lot. The Ravens, always been a really good team, but I wouldn't say they're accustomed to being in this situation. Over here, we got the Lions, and unless I'm highly misinformed here, this is quote-unquote America's team. I think everybody likes them. I'm going for the Lions. I want to see them win because they're the underdogs. And they're going up against the 49ers, somewhat similar to the Chiefs. They've been here before. Ravens are favored by, as when I'm looking at this, 3.5, and the 49ers by, wow, 6.5. And the Chiefs-Ravens matchup, I think, is way more important for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens than Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Mahomes doesn't need to prove anything, but there's some people on here that don't necessarily believe in Lamar Jackson, especially in the postseason. I believe in him, and I can't even believe till this day he fell as far as he did in the NFL draft. I didn't understand it. I watched this guy just completely torch defenses at the collegiate level, and people still doubted him. I don't know what that was about, and I still don't understand how people evaluate these quarterbacks coming out of college. Because you have guys like Lamar Jackson in this instance just completely dominate the collegiate level, and people aren't sold on them. But on the other hand, you got guys like Zach Wilson, who didn't do anything special, played for BY freaking U, didn't even play great competition, and people are like, oh yeah, that's a franchise quarterback. Like, what? There's one thing I've never missed on when it comes to evaluating players, and that's quarterbacks coming out of college. Different conversation for a different day. The Ravens, they need this one. The Chiefs are kind of just like, yeah, we'd like to win it, but not a big deal. And I got to be honest with y'all, I'm more looking forward to the 49ers and Lions. Maybe it's because I'm rooting for the underdogs so much, and I love this Lions team, but I don't know what it is. I can't get enough of them. It just seems like destiny for the Lions to finally win a Super Bowl. I don't know if that'll happen, but I hope it does. Jared Goff, the underdog. Nobody believed in him. Then you got Dan Campbell. Who doesn't like Dan Campbell? It's a great team to root for. Then we got the 49ers. Very, fascinating team. Very fascinating. It goes without being said, great team. The reason they're fascinating is because of Brock Purdy. The whole Brock Purdy situation is really weird. Because, yeah, he's played great, but you can also chalk it up to, it's just because of the system there. Every quarterback in the past couple of years for 49ers has thrived. But at the end of the day, I don't like discrediting a guy because let's not act like he doesn't make good throws. He does. I'll tell you this much, though. The guy wins, and I like winners. I think the best way to describe it is he's a really good game manager. You don't hear the term and phrase game manager get brought out a lot at the NFL level, but I think that's what he is. And he's a dang good one because whenever they need him to make a big-time throw, he normally does. Does he make some mistakes here and there? Yes, but what quarterback doesn't? I'm highly invested into these games and playoffs, and if y'all want to see some more NFL content, let me know in the comment section. I know we're switching some things up, but do want to speak on this. Let me know your thoughts and everything down below, but